On one hand, you are going to realize why you had so many blockages, my gorgeous Gemini, when it comes to the month of May 2022. And this in itself is going to be big, it's going to be huge, it's going to be really important. And it's going to happen to you, this big realization that you are going to have, something that you are going to understand that you didn't understand before. And it's just going to kind of like a really, at the same time, you're going to have this power to see the situation in your life from a completely different angle, much higher angle. And this is exactly what you need at this moment in time. And what you're going to realize, you see, it goes like, it's going to happen within two specific times when it comes to May 2022. When I say two specific time, I'm talking about the actual like a date and a day. So in between the 1st and the 19th of May, in between the 1st and the 19th of May, this is the big realization that you are going to have. And the realization is going to come from you looking at someone, maybe the person or a group of people, looking at a certain situation and understanding something like, oh my God, understanding something big time. And it's nothing even to do with your life in particular, but it's to do with this person or these people's lives. It's something that you do understand, that you will understand, and something that they don't understand. So it's all about like, oh my God, be happy that it's like literally a blessing, like a beautiful spiritual blessing in your life. This is just that moment, I've got my moments. No, it's just that moment about you realizing this and understanding this. You need to give a credit to yourself and see how powerful you are, how special you are, how important you are in so many different ways when it comes to understanding, specific things that person or this group of people doesn't understand. And this in itself, it's really kind of going to maybe just, oh my God, scare you a little bit. But then on another hand, you will understand exactly what you don't want your life to be. You will understand exactly what you want to avoid in your life. And you will understand exactly which path to take in order to kind of go in a completely opposite direction. So this is going to be like a blessing to you. What you're going to see, what you're going to come across, it's going to open your eyes like a big time, my gorgeous Gemini, indeed. But then on another hand, it is going to kind of make you think, it is going to make you question your, lots of other things. It is going to make you wonder. But the bottom line is that by the actual 19th of May 2022, you will understand this. This is very important. And above all, it is the feeling, it is emotion, which is also going to be your main driving factor when it comes to things that are gonna unfold from the 19th of May until the end of that month. So this is gonna be a big mama month when it comes to your personal unfoldment. But at the same time, you just have to keep on reminding yourself to keep on giving credit to yourself. Give credit to your weirdness. Give credit to your creativity. Give credit to those things that you're thinking about that are constantly on your mind, but you can't believe that they're true, for example. And it's again nothing to do with your personal situation, but this is all going to make sense. And the second stage, as I said, so the first stage is rather important, from the 1st of May until the 19th of May, where you're going to come across this situation. And this in itself, my gorgeous Gemini, it's going to be the last little drop which is about to make your glass, this particular spiritual glass, rather overflowing. And after that moment in time, everything is naturally going to start changing and unfolding, especially when it comes to you. The second stage, from the 19th of May until the end of that month, it's like, oh my lordy lord, just see the way things are going to start unfolding. Because a few days after that, within the next few days after the 19th of May, you are going to have a very important news, very important information, very important message. And this time, my gorgeous Gemini, this is strictly going to be connected to you. It's going to be connected to your path, what you were working on, wherever you are in life. Whatever you're focusing on when it comes to the next stage, this in itself is going to be very much so connected to that, because you're going to realize when you get this information, it's about an important accomplishment, and it's going to really remind you, it's going to give you a nice beautiful spiritual slap, and it's going to remind you exactly how powerful you are. You have to give a credit to yourself when the credit is due, and this is only going to enhance you in so many different ways, because it's going to really be super beneficial for your energy. And our energy is absolutely everything. Your energy energy is your motivation, your energy is your power, your energy is your passion. Everything comes from your own energy. If you think in a certain way, you're only going to slow yourself down if you're very low, if very negative and things like that. So this is exactly what am I talking about, because this in itself is just going to be an important information that you're going to get about your success and about the things that you have achieved. And this is going to happen at a wonderful moment in your life, because this is when your vibration is going to start rising, indeed, quite a lot. Especially the powerful vibration that you're going to have is from the mid at around the 15th of May until the end of that month. You know, the vibration is going to be like a big mama, very powerful. So you're going to understand like what you're going to feel inspired and things like that. So this is something that you should be really kind of making the most out of, if I can say it like that. But the bottom line is, first of all, you're going to get a message, information, and this is going to make you feel so good about yourself, but it's also going to highlight the exact path that you should be on. And you're going to realize like, oh my God, you know, all the things that you've been thinking about, that you have been planning, and maybe subconsciously you have like a little bit you slowed yourself down just a little bit, and this wasn't your fault. You needed to get to this moment in your life, so it doesn't really matter. It's almost as if you learned like a really important lesson over the last 2 or 3 years, and now you're going to take this into an action, because you will know what to avoid, you will know which steps to take, and you will most importantly know which steps not to take. So from the actual 19th of May until the end of that month, the second stage, it's all about you realizing like, oh my God, like I can do something what I wanted to do. It's something that you wanted to do for a long time. This is a bottom line. It's something that was on your mind, and it's going to help you to break free in so many different ways. Like, oh my God. So the bottom line is that the second part of the May, from the 19th until the end of that month, there is something very specific that means to you so much. It means to you so much, you know, when it comes to like, you were kind of keeping this, leaving this behind. So now you're going to realize it's like, oh my God, finally you will be able to make a really massive step. And that step, it's all about the actual, it's going to become obvious within the last 7 days in May 2022. So the last 7 days in May 2022, it's all about this inspiration. Pay attention to this absolutely beautiful, mind-blowing inspirations that you are going to have. This is something that you should follow. This is something that is going to awaken you. This is something that is going to reawaken you at the same time, because you will be able to separate like illusion from the actual reality. But let alone this absolutely beautiful inspiration that you are going to have. It's all about a new beginning. It's all about a new start, and see what the last 7 days of May are actually going to bring. It's going to bring you the birth of something like absolutely mind-blowing. You will start giving birth to something so important. But this is to do with your life, it's to do with your dreams, and it's to do with things that, you know, like there is so much like to talk about this. It's just a very complex situation. I can bring so much into it. But it is also at the same time, it's coming from your own level of understanding, which is about to elevate and shift to a rather like, oh my Lord, 777 level by the end of May 2022. So this in itself, you're gonna start something, you know, something really big, you know, within the last 7 days. So just remember, you know, basically to pay attention to this inspiration. This inspiration is the key. Inspiration is the answer. And it's also, my God, you had so much on your back, you know, you had so much on your back, my gorgeous Gemini. So now this is going to come to an end. It's about a burden, really big burden, at the same time coming to an end. This is very important, but it's most certainly an absolutely mind-blowing sign that your life, it's about to change big time. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Gemini, and it's for May 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus, it's for you, my gorgeous Gemini, and it's for May 2022. When it comes to the actual numerology, and when it comes to that number, you know, your number is 2705. 2705, it's your number when it comes to the actual numerologies. So that means, like, you know, you are gonna have two mind-blowing ideas at around mid-May, and I am going to mention about them. I'm going to talk about them a little bit later. So there are going to be two mind-blowing ideas that you are going to have, and these ideas are just going to be, my Lord, not only beneficial for you, but they're going to be beneficial for people who mean to you the most. You know, it's going to help you so much to kind of like try, you know, to make sense out of like so much like a nonsense that you have been through and so much negativity that you have been lately. So this is very important indeed. But on another hand, this also means that, you know, something is going to happen this month. Gemini, something is going to happen this month, and this is going to really blow you away in the best possible way. You will not expect this. Okay, you will not kind of even dream about what is actually going to happen. So the certain situation, it's going to take place and it's going to happen, and it's really going to surprise you. It's going to be a mind-blowing moment in time, because something is really like, my God, going to happen rather unexpectedly. And there's two different situations that you will be going through. So one situation is going to happen on the 10th of May, and another situation is going to happen on the 27th of May. Both of these situation are going to be completely like kind of out of the blue, but at the same time, you know, this is very much so going to make you feel something that you haven't felt in a long time, in terms of passion, in terms of inspiration, in terms of like what you want to do. But also at the same time, it's going to help you to have a conclusion. So after the 27th of May, you know, there is an absolutely mind-blowing conclusion that you are going to have, because you're going to realize that you're reaching, you know, you're approaching the end of an ongoing, like quite a long problem indeed. And that caused so much delay, that caused so much frustration, that caused so much like a kind of broken sequences when it comes to you. When you end up with the broken spiritual sequences when it comes to your life, there are certain things that are going to bounce back and provide us with like a little challenge, you know, until we kind of learn our lesson, I suppose. So that way we just give our chance to our spirit to go on the next level. So after that moment in time, we understand what we didn't understand, and that helps so much, you know, in order to kind of like gather the necessary strength and bravery to go through the dark waters, you know, and to swim against the currents just a little bit, because a lot it's going to need to come from you. Okay, and I think that you have also burnt yourself not that long ago, you know, my gorgeous Gemininis, and this is very important for you to understand. Not that long ago, you've listened to somebody maybe in your family or like a little friend, and they gave you like the certain like kind of, you told them something that you were doing, but then they imposed their kind of like things on you, and then just messed things out a little bit for you. And they didn't mean to like do anything bad or about or anything kind of negative or anything malicious, but it was just somebody like maybe like a friend of yours or someone, or like a working partner or someone. You say to them, you're like as a part of your plan, and then they messed it up for you because they didn't take kind of so much into consideration what you were saying, my gorgeous Geminini, and that kind of like just made you angry a little bit, but not like too angry, you know, but it just made you feel like, oh God, first of all to start with, and then you just started to listen to that other person's vision when it comes to your life. No, baby, no. This is the reminder that this is something that you shouldn't do, especially when it comes to the actual month of May. You will realize this is very important, my gorgeous Geminini, also, that, you know, you are the one who can help yourself. There is no one in this world who can help yourself like you can help yourself. No one understands you better than you understand yourself. No one knows your life better than you know your life yourself. So why would you be kind of like maybe like talking to someone like a friend of yours or something? You know, I'm not saying friends are bad or anything like that, please don't get me wrong, but it's just sometimes people can be very strong personalities and very strong characters, and it can take over, and they don't mean bad, they don't mean negative, these special people in our lives, but they just are kind of like maybe projecting too many of their own things on you, and then without even realizing, subconsciously they're like kind of telling you what to do, and then you find this kind of nice and attractive and great, but then you find yourself on that path and you realize, well, that's not me, you know. So this is something that you're going to need to kind of also remind yourself. It is very important, and it comes with absolutely everything here. There are going to be some decisions that you're going to need to make, but these decisions, they need to come strictly from you and nobody else, and that way you preserve your strength, you preserve your power, you do something that is the reflection of everything that you have been through in your own life. So what you decide is what you decide, not what someone else decides for you. So you just need to remind yourself the importance of doing things in your own way, but also doing things the way you want to do them, when you want to do them, how you want to do them. It's very important. But also going back to the actual moment of, you know, you realizing that you're approaching the end of like a very kind of long problem. And this is brilliant because now, for the first time after like about 12 to 13 months, you know, you are gonna feel like you have a control of this specific situation that I'm talking about. It's about the strength, it's about the courage that you are going to have, my gorgeous Gemini. And this is gonna reflect your energy. This is gonna reflect on your determination. This is gonna make you feel very active in so many different ways. And it's gonna come from you kind of like a being aware of your own accomplishments. So you need to remember to give a credit to yourself. But at the same time, it's all about you feeling very, very confident indeed. And now you see at the moment of the actual, what is also going to happen this month, my gorgeous Gemini, it's the moment of the actual, at around the 6th of May, at around the 16th of May, and at around the 26th of May. These 3 days, you know, there is something that you're going to be thinking about and focusing on when it comes to your past. 3 completely different things, 3 completely different days, 3 completely different things from your past are really missing, and you need to bring them back into your life. This is very important, and you will have this opportunity purely because, you know, you will know you're gonna feel very strong connection with your past, maybe with your childhood and with things that you used to do. And this is important, you know, to mention that the only reason why you're gonna feel such a strong connection is because you're reaching a completion. This is to do with the completion, the end of the specific parts of your journey, because you have learned a rather valuable lessons. But at the same time, wherever there is the completion, there is also the new beginning. So that inspiration and the things that you had on your back, you know, you were struggling so much, this is all slowly coming to an end. So that's why you are gonna be provided with these 3 particular things that you still need to kind of like, maybe you left it in the past, something that you used to do, something that you used to like kind of express yourself with, you know, it's just to do with the missing parts of you, 3 different missing parts of you that you need to bring into this moment. It's very relevant and now it's time, very important indeed, because that in itself is going to be superb when it comes to your own creativity. So maybe you used to paint, maybe you used to draw, maybe you used to sing, maybe you used to do something to do with your work, maybe you used to do something in your life on daily basis that you feel so good about, and you thought like, oh, that came to an end. You know, there's so many things that this could actually be connected and related to, but on this down on you to recognize what this is, because as I said, these 3 specific days, 6th of May, 16th of May, and the 26th of May, these 3 specific days are going to like really reveal 3 specific things that are missing. Maybe you will look at something and you will see something that is actually going to completely inspire you, and then it's gonna like bring this moment in time like to you, like, oh, I used to do this, you know. So you just need to kind of see like on what level this is actually about to slide into your life energetically, because it's also at the same time it is going to make you feel very, very creative. And I really like this, and it's almost like you were like neglecting the certain parts of yourself. So when we feel like a very strong creativity, this is our subconscious mind is like telling us that this is something that we should be doing, and this is something that it's actually kind of missing in our lives. And also you are going to have such a moment, like an omen, like really powerful sign here. And the powerful sign that you are going to have at around the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th of May, it's going to be the sign, very interesting sign and very unique sign. And that sign, it's again gonna kind of repeat itself at around the actual 25th of May again. You will know by the 25th of May that the actual, you know, that confirmation of like what was really holding you down, what was holding you down, it's a nonsense. What was holding you down is just contains so many uncertainties. What was holding you down, it's like so much of the negative and dark energy like kind of connected to it, and it made you kind of like a doubt yourself, and you should never doubt yourself. Just remember, nobody understands you like yourself. Nobody can help you as much as you can help yourself. Just remember this, okay? Because you will realize this, and I mentioned this before, you will have a very powerful sign here that, you know, that actually, you know, by the 25th of May, you will know exactly like what kind of like a fantasy and what kind of imagination, you know, that you need to kind of like, you're gonna realize that this is very, very toxic, like a big mama, toxic big mama, that you need to remove yourself from this. And it's also a lot to do with like looking at the certain things that are constantly downer, listening to the certain things that are constantly downer, reading about the certain things that are constant downer. There is so much downer that we can take, now it's enough, of this. So sometimes this downer can actually get at the back of our mind without us even realizing. Maybe you're reading something like some kind of romance or something, some kind of book, I don't know, and then suddenly on the left there is a downer, on the right there is a downer, on top of that is a downer, or the bottom is it like some kind of downer sadness, and then but you're reading this something about a romance or something in the middle, for example. So my point is that subconsciously this can kind of really, we can absorb these massive amounts of negative energy by not even being aware of that we're actually doing it. So you just need to really establish also what was affecting your life so much to the point that it affected your way of thinking and your way of planning, and started taking way too much from you, because suddenly you're gonna also have this absolutely mind-blowing moment of timing, 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 moment of timing. My gorgeous Gemini, this is important, because at the same time this is all going to reflect even more, like when it comes to your desire, when it comes to your determination, when it comes to like a strong willpower, when it comes to an important goal, which is going to become absolutely obvious here, because you will know that this is going to be connected to a rather intelligent choice. An intelligent choice is going to happen as the step in what is going to be the next step for you. This is to do with your own desire, but there is a very important resolution that is going to be connected to this as well, and the resolution is somehow going to be connected to your personal situation, to your family, and to people who mean to you the most as well, because that means that they're also gonna find this rather beneficial, what you're doing and what you're focusing. And when it comes to the next step, it is part of the like a quite big and large picture indeed. I really like this, my gorgeous Gemini, in so many different ways, because I know for the fact that you are also, you're going to get really kind of important news when it comes to the success and material attainment. It's about you finding yourself finally on an advanced stage here, but on another hand, it's a victory and victory and victory, because really pretty much so it's about your own stability, but it's something that you waited for a long time. It's about to start manifesting, and that the 29th of May, it's also going to be super relevant when it comes to that accomplishment, but also when it comes to the actual important problem that you're going to need to step through. And especially between the 29th of May and the 31st of May, you need to really see what this is, because something like when it comes to your family, when it comes to your family members, there is a problem that you still need to sort out. There is someone that you have kind of fallen out with, or someone whom you like kind of lost understanding with, or maybe you didn't even have an argument or anything like that, but you need to see who this is, because it is connected to the person who's been terribly misled, but also it's connected to the person who kind of like really is been going on through so much kind of like uncertainty, and they're not thinking for themselves. And this is like kind of reflecting on your life now big time, because they responded to you in a way that you didn't kind of like it, but then you just kind of need to understand that it was nothing personal. So there is something still that you need to work on a certain relationship with somebody really important. The people who are meant to be in our lives, we don't choose the people who are meant to be in our life when it comes to our family members and things like that. So it's just basically like something that you're gonna need to work on. It's very, very important. It's to do with a certain family matter, but then at the same time later on, like, oh my God, you're gonna find this so rewarding. You are gonna be so glad that you actually did this. So you need to fix this kind of certain relationship, and it's just all about the actual determination, my gorgeous Gemini, initiative, strength, activity, power, that you are going to have a very deep emotional feeling that you want to change your life so much. You're absolutely going to have enough when it comes to May 2022. You will have that importance of how life goes so quick, like we are 10, we are 20, we are 30, we are 40, we are 50, and this is like some kind of urgency going to be within you, but in the best possible way, because you're going to really elevate on a much higher spiritual level, so that in its return it's going to provide you with the bits and pieces of your life that are kind of gonna be sticking out so much, how important they are in compared to like a negativity and things that you've allowed to kind of take over your life without even realizing. So this in itself is very, very important indeed, about you finding yourself on the spiritual quest, wanting so much more out of life. And this is going to be evident really throughout the months of May indeed, but you just need to get the most of this vibration and energy, because what you're going to get out of it, you're going to start changing your life, but you're also going to protect things that are like yours, and it's going to give you what is also going to surprise you, like a bit of like a lost opportunity. Somebody who's very consistent in your life, it's going to tell you something, somebody quite consistent in your life, somebody who you kind of appreciate. It's going to make you aware of the fact that there is a certain lost opportunity you're going to be able to kind of like now to work on. And this is pretty much so to do with the actual, maybe you didn't take that opportunity before, pretty much so because it was like kind of like some kind of fear of the unknown was taking over. But at the same time, it's to do with the future planning. So this is very important indeed, and you are going to find yourself like, in between, when it comes to the last 8 days of May, there is going to be like pretty much so very exciting intellectual challenge that you're going to have. At the same time, this is going to bring you a brilliant insight, but also it's going to be connected to the certain information, that you're going to find quite challenging to receive. But this is important because it's going to get you thinking about this specific part of your life, because it's going to be connected to the certain documents and things like that. When you are kind of like find yourself at around really important documents, I don't want to sound like a bit of a dark lala, but when you find yourself at around like a really important documents, and there are going to be the certain documents that you're going to need to read, do not read them too quickly. Do not just like, oh yeah, I know what it is. No, baby, no. Any documents that come to you, anything that you need to read, you need to kind of read very carefully, because there is something that you're going to find out that you do not like. Something that you're going to find out that it does not make sense. So it's down to you to be aware of this, and it's down to you to find this. It's down to you to identify this, because it's certainly going to be connected with you, also at the same time having a quite a nice, pretty much so karmic outcome when it comes to this. So karmic outcome comes, and it happens when you are going to allow again your soul and your spirit to elevate on another level by recognizing this on time. So any kind of documents that you are kind of like a reading or anything really important throughout the months of May, make sure that you read absolutely everything, because as I said, you're going to see something that you don't like, and that in itself, it needs to be entirely down to you what you're going to do after that moment in time. So now, my gorgeous Geminini, when it comes to your health, it's very interesting, the actual very strong connection that you are going to have with your mind, body and spirit. That on one hand, you really must remember that this month is going to be very busy. You're going to be all around the place. Yes, you're going to be very active indeed, but at the same time, you need to protect your creativity. If you can go be inside the forest a little bit, by the river, by the water, if you can ground yourself, touch the ground a little bit, you need to protect your creativity. It's going to be absolutely fine, because you don't need to rush with anything. By protecting your creativity, you're also prolonging all these wonderful things that you want to prolong in your life at the right moment in time, and make the most of them. So you just need to make sure, like, as soon as the things are getting a little bit too much, go and just take a time out, maybe one day or a couple of days, or maybe just a little afternoon, maybe just a little morning. It really depends how much do you need, but just remember to protect your creativity. And from the actual nature, there is so much that you are going to get. There is so much that you are actually going to gain. And as I said before, mind, body and spirit, just remember, very strong connection with the mind, body and spirit throughout this month. You will be surprised how you're going to feel in terms of like, oh my God, suddenly you will feel like you want strawberries. Maybe maybe your body needs a little bit of vitamin C. Suddenly you're going to feel like, oh my God, maybe oh, I just want to match on tomatoes, and things like that. Well, maybe your body again needs lots of vitamin C and perhaps lycopene, which is like in the actual tomato, and things like that. Maybe you will feel like, oh, I want to nibble on Brazil nuts, and you just like, let's say you just didn't feel like this in a long time, but this is your body telling you that you need an extra protein, that you need an extra selenium, which is the natural source of the actual Brazil nut is the natural source of selenium. So this is something that you need to pay attention to, but because your body is going to be communicating to you a lot and telling you exactly what do you need to put in, what do you need to take. Very important, my gorgeous Gemini, indeed. So now the first date that I would like to talk about, it's going to be the very first of May indeed. But before I go there, look at this gorgeous pendant. This is one of the most beautiful pendants that I've had. I mean, it's not only really powerful just like by holding it, but look how gorgeous this is. Indonesian crazy lace agate. These are very difficult to get hold of, but they're very, very special. They're very unique. They're very powerful, and they're really beautiful. Almost immediately I feel more optimistic. Almost immediately when you wear this, you feel like a more energetic. It elevates your energy. It elevates your optimism. It elevates your thoughts, and then that creates such a powerful vibration around you. So it's just like when you feel like really low, if you feel like really down and you need to discuss something quite important, or you're working on something important, and of course, it's like we need to just get on with life. This is important. 99% of things is just us by showing our face, really. But we know if we don't feel right and we are doing something really important, sometimes we just can't choose like a different day when we're going to do things. No, baby, no, you just need to keep going. Well, in situations like that, which we have this gorgeous Indonesian crazy lace agate pendant, which almost immediately re-energizes you. It makes you feel really optimistic. It elevates your energy. So when you feel low, when you feel negative, this is really comes in really beautifully, comes in really nicely indeed. And so if you're working on something really important, this is going to help you to extend your energy, and it's going to help you to make the most of it. Just remember, it is an absolutely remarkable crystal as well, but it's not only about the energy and optimism, but it's also about encouragement. It brings you the courage. It brings you the self-esteem. But this is because you have got a very specific level of understanding when you are just dealing with this wonderful energy when you're wearing this pendant. And this is going to be important because it's going to help you to come out of it when it comes to May, June, and July especially. And it's going to help you to open your mouth and communicate, to express yourself in the best possible way and get the most of it, because you're doing and you're saying the right things. This gorgeous Indonesian crazy lace agate, this pendant comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, so thank you very much, my gorgeous Geminini. I have to say that. So the very first date, my gorgeous Geminini, is going to be on the 1st of May. Now on the 1st of May, there is going to be a bit of the uncertainty that you're going to feel. Uncertainty, and you're going to feel very, very indecisive. And this in itself is the direct result of what was happening in your life few days earlier, earlier, okay? So it's like a basic, so the first one is going to be pretty much, the 1st of May is going to be the direct result of what was on your mind and what was happening earlier. So the 1st of May, you're going to feel a bit of like a uncertainty and indecisive. And this is important because it's to do with the part of your life that you really want to kind of set off. You will know what I'm talking about. You will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so and so the 1st of May is going to be pretty much so very indecisive. So the second and third it's going to be pretty much so about like you're still going to be thinking, and a couple of things that you're going to hear that are really beautifully going to contribute towards you making a really important decision. By the time you get to the 4th of May, it's all about the actual you, pretty much so really this is about your devotion. Okay, this is about your devotion. This is about things that you love doing. This is about things on your current path. This is about things on your current journey, whether you're working, whether you're looking for work, and or whether you're retired. It doesn't really matter. It boils down towards the part of your life that makes you feel good, that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel vavavumish, my gorgeous Gemini. And when you get this, you're like, my Lord, on top of the world. So it's about by the 4th of May, it's all about knowing exactly what devotion. You need to be loyal to yourself. You need to put yourself as a number one, okay? Because you're gonna do something major here. You're gonna do like a massive healing process. That's the start of the massive healing process. But as long as you put yourself number first, now you need to be number one. You need to be number first. You need to be number one, my gorgeous Gemini. This is very important. It's the time of healing. By the time the actual May comes to an end, my God, you're going to heal yourself. Okay, just by allowing yourself to be yourself, and just like about allowing yourself to kind of like really fix the certain balance. Maybe you were like a really pretty much helping to lots of other people, bless your heart. Maybe you were doing lots of people for other people, so unselfishly, my gorgeous Gemini. But now you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your power. You have to protect your energy. This is very important. So it's all about your own devotion, but at the same time, it's about offering services towards like something very specific in your life that you want to take on the next stage. It's important. And somebody who's so trustworthy in your life also, it's going to tell you something here, and it's going to surprise you what they're going to tell you, because it's going to be completely connected to what was on your mind. And this is going to be your sign. Through the actual power of the synchronicity, you will see how important people are in our lives, especially when it comes to highlighting certain things about us that we are working on, but we didn't even tell them this. So this is the magic of the relationship and the right people in our lives that I'm talking about. You're also going to become aware of the certain hidden enemy here, so you need to be a little bit careful at around the 4th of May. Indeed, you're going to become aware of the certain hidden enemy, because somebody is like a kind of like going to try, somebody is very closely connected to deception. And this is not only the 4th of May, it's 4th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and in between the 4th and the 10th of May. If somebody's like kind of like around you physically, and you need to have a certain deal with them or negotiation or something, and they sound completely off, like, no baby no, say goodbye baby, no baby no, if they're like trying to kind of push something like through negotiation, because you will know that this is something is not right with this person. Move on from that person and go towards somebody else. It's important, because this is also part of your own enlightenment, whether you're going to recognize this or not. You need to pay attention to your feelings, your emotion and subconscious mind when you're dealing with people in general, but especially when it comes to the actual month of May, because this little bastard here, you're gonna need to kind of like establish who this is and move on from them. And don't say to them how you feel. Don't say what you think, You can just say, yeah, baby, like, yeah, we'll talk later, and then you go and say, bye, darling, and you never go back again, type of thing. They don't need to know how you feel, and that's the best, because you leave that like kind of like, you leave that negative energy intact, rather than kind of digging deeper and making everything kind of like a more negative by like maybe having confrontation and things like that. So try to see who this is, and if someone sounds like kind of not quite right, then just move away from them, and you will see there is someone else that is going to step in instead, someone who is meant to be part of your spiritual journey. So you will see this is all connected to this progress. And also, on another hand, when it comes to this devotion and offering services towards something very specific when it comes to your life, see what's missing, see how you feel. It's all about you paying attention to your feelings and emotions and what's inspiring you, and in terms of knowledge as well. I need to, there is something that you need to read up more, there is something that you need to learn more. So this is all going to become evident. By the same time, you will know the importance of being sharp and importance of being really, really quick. Okay, so this is because this in itself, it's going to mark the time in between the 4th of May in particular and the 10th of May. It's all about, it's time to take action. It's time to give birth to your dreams. Just remember what I said that is going to happen at the end of May about you giving birth to something so important, to your dreams. So this is when this is actually going to start. So it's going to start with the creative projects that are going to be on your mind. You write them down, baby, because they're coming from somewhere else. It's all about the actual planning that comes to you, but also when it comes to the actual creative projects as well, because creative projects are most certainly going to be very, very successful. Okay, my gorgeous Gemininis, this is important. So you just pay attention to the actual projects and things that are coming to you. You will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the second date, but before I go there, my gorgeous Gemini, check this out. Like, my goodness, how beautiful this is. Another pendant, leopardite. Absolutely beautiful, very unique, and on another hand quite difficult again to get hold of. And I think this pattern is absolutely magical, and I don't have to explain really why is it called leopardite, because it's absolutely beautiful. But it makes you really smart, it makes you really clever. I'm not saying that you're not smart, and I'm not saying that you're really clever, but it's like, I say this in the sense like, my God, it just prolongs the feelings and emotions of those moments in our lives when we see something and we face something and we like this so much, but it helps us with our own level of understanding, because it makes us kind of more explorative, more mischievous, and more daring in the right way, because subconsciously we'll know that there is so much more behind it, but normally we wouldn't have that strength, we wouldn't have that balance, we wouldn't have that courage. But by wearing this, it opens you up, because you're kind of prepared psychically for what is to come on a very, very unusual level. So on one hand, it works with your energy so beautifully, so you see something, you focus on something that you really like, but it also gives you that ability to kind of like get so much more out of it, understand so much more out of it through your own unique experience. This is an absolutely remarkable crystal, because it's just all at the same time. It really helps you so much to kind of like read in between the lines, and it helps you also so much to kind of get the bigger picture and to notice things around you that you wouldn't normally notice, that are very, very closely connected to your experience, to your life journey, to your karma, and things like that. This gorgeous leopardite comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Geminini, you're also supporting my channel as well. Now, in between the 16th and the 17th, this is all about an absolute moment, that you have been waiting for a long, long time. Very good news here. This is to do with the gain, it's to do with your finances, it's to do with your financial security, it's to do with your advancement. It's what you kind of expected, what you were waiting for, but what it's actually going to be even more interesting, that there are going to be some very specific and certain desires that you're going to realize through this. So this is all about the ideas that are going to come out of it when it comes to the promotion of your life, when it comes to you going on the next step. This is going to be connected to you taking important steps. You will know exactly which steps you're going to need to make. Okay, you will know exactly which step you need to make in between the 16th and the 17th, and it's pretty much so connected to revisiting old plans, but also it's about being bold and ambitious. At the same time, you will understand that it's important to partner with other people who share your opinions, because this is to do with expanding your plans, but also making sure that you understand it's about you continuing to move forward no matter what, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's going on around you. Your job is to keep going, stay centered, stay focused, and the more you do this, the more powerful you become. The more you do this, the more untouchable you become. The more you do this, the more powerful your vibration is, So this is what I'm talking about. Very important indeed. And this is the two ideas that I mentioned before. Two ideas in between the 16th and 17th. They are going to be two mind-blowing ideas, And this is going to be brilliant, because one of them was delayed for quite a while, and it was on your mind for the last 3 months indeed, but another idea It's just something that you're gonna at the same time gonna become aware of, and it's just gonna be almost impossible to ignore. You will know instantly that this is gonna be connected to the actual big change, a very big change when it comes to your home, when it comes to your happiness, when it comes to pleasure, peace, love, containment. You know, this is brilliant because also at the same time it's going to fix your reputation. I'm not saying that you need your reputation to be fixed. You know, it's gonna put you back where you should be, where you should have have been a long time ago, but that doesn't matter really, because it's all going to be fine. But at the same time, you know, the necessary support, it's also going to mean to you so much, because somebody is going to step through, somebody who's really going to surprise you, maybe somebody who couldn't understand you before, and that person is going to show you their support, and this is going to be absolutely brilliant. And it's not only that, but it's also going to get, they're going to give you a quite interesting advice when it comes to this obstacle that you're going to be facing here. The third important date, my gorgeous Gemini, it's going to be on the 30th of May. Now the 30th of May is just like a very much so beneficial, the very kind of weird and bizarre and strange and odd situation. It's actually going to turn into your favor. So you're going to become aware of something, and it's going to be like, oh my God, no, I can't believe this is weird, this is crazy. But then again, you know, this is going to turn into your favor, because it's only going to remind you like what you don't want in your life, how you don't want your life to be. So it's brilliant, very important to go through this, because you're going to find this really beneficial. And at the same time, you know, because you were so indecisive, because, you know, you've been waiting for something specific, but no more wait, baby. So this is going to really have a really nice spiritual flip-flop, and you are going to make an important decision. And the decision that you're going to make on the 30th of May, it's going to really make you aware of the exact part of your life that came to an end. So you're going to kind of realize what abandonment, what do you need to kind of move away yourself from. And that in itself, it's really going to start that absolutely mind-blowing process of the spiritual quest that I mentioned earlier. Very important indeed, because it's going to really pave the way for you, and it's going to help you to escape the life and the negativity and sadness that you do not want to be part of anymore. Just remember, this is all connected to you feeling like you've got so much on your back, but now it's time for you to break free at the same time. It's about the spiritual escape I'm talking about, but at the same time accepting that the specific part of your life slowly came to an end. Okay, so now my gorgeous Gemini, I'm going to see what is going to happen briefly in the first part of May, mid-May, and the last part of May. So the first part of May is just basically whatever plans come to you, okay, whatever inspiration come to you, anything to do with work, anything to do with finances, you know, there are going to be so many ideas. And I need to stress this again, that these plans are going to work really perfectly. Do not forget this whatsoever. The mid part of May, you know, you are going to get a big answer here, the answer that you've been waiting for a long time, and that is something that you're going to find ridiculously rewarding. It's about determination and willpower, but later on, this is going to bring you the recognition from the people that you want to be recognized by. So this is important in terms of your own success. And the last part of May, just remember, you know, like basically it's you are gonna have such a moment, you know, of the actual self-discovery here. And the moment of self-discovery, it's also going to really make you aware of your own strength, make you aware of your own power, but it's also going to open you up so nicely. Where you had like a delays because of lack of motivation, now this is about to change, you know, and it's about to become it's about to show you really important potential. So you will realize what a massive, enormous, giant potential the end of May can actually bring you. And this is going to inspire you, and this is exactly what you need. So now, my gorgeous Gemini, when it comes to those of you who are in relationship, this is a brilliant time. Because you were like kind of like not struggling, but you've been through so much, like especially over the last 7 or 8 months. So very important news, you're both going to have, finally, you're going to feel like, wow, some really sacred progress. This is brilliant, but it is going to point you towards the direction where you're both going to realize that now something is going to surprise you, because it's connected to an unfoldment with a part of your life that is going to become available to both of you much sooner, much quicker, much earlier. And this is purely because you did things in your own way when you needed to do. You made the decisions in your own way. So now this is the result, that you've been doing the right things, because it's all about like a progress from a hard work, but at the same time becoming aware of an absolutely mind-blowing dealings, you know, very, very successful dealings as well. You're going to become aware of. This is absolutely brilliant. brilliant, and somebody who's like quite spiritual and really unusual and quirky in your life, it's going to confirm you there's something about this, that this is going to be really great step. You know, this is something that you should both be doing. For those of you who are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Gemini, you know, for those of you who are single, it's the basically you just need to really see there are going to be two stages that you're going to be going through when it comes to May. The first stage is you are going to need to let someone go. I think maybe subconsciously you're still focusing on someone, or maybe you've just came across someone not that long ago and it's not the right person because there is something so off going to be about that person. So it's either someone whom you came across not that long ago, or it's going to be someone who you will come across like at the beginning of May, but everything is going to happen really quickly. You're going to realize something quite aggressive and not really nice about that person, and that is going to make you realize that you want to move on from the kind of like a specific kind of maybe part of your life, because this is going to reflect on you starting to open your mind and think like, you know, what can you do in order to allow someone to come into your life. And there is something very interesting that is going to happen to you towards the end of May, at around not towards the end of May, but from the mid-May towards the end of that month. From the mid-May towards the end of that month, suddenly there is some situation going to happen which is going to really inspire you. You will see something, maybe people going somewhere to the certain place, and you will want to become a part of it. So it is going to bring you some kind of new path in terms of your own kind of pleasure. So it's like either way you go out or either what you do like on daily or weekly basis. However, this is very strongly going to put you past with someone very, very interesting. That person is not going to make themselves known in May, but it's going to be June and July very strongly indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Gemini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.